Hi, so I thought it might be nice to actually have a short tutorial for how to save certain diagrams for publication in the TIFF format, and especially with specific dimensions requirement and also resolution requirement. So today our goal is actually to save the image in the form of 300 dpi in TIFF format, and the journal that we're submitting to also have a requirement for having the diagram in 11 inch times 8.5 inch. So what we would do here is, first of all, I would like to set the slide size so that the slide size is actually 11 inch times 8.5 inch. So you would go to, first of all, you go to design, and then you go to slide size, here page setup. So what you would choose is, for the width you would choose 11 inch, and then for the height you would choose 8.5 inch. So sometimes if you're considering using TIFF format for actually like printing posters, for example, then the common requirement might be 48 inch for width times 36 inch per height. So it actually varies, so make sure you check your own submission requirement. So I selected OK, and then what I would do is that I would actually save each of these slides, which are the diagrams that I wanted to eventually have, as a separate TIFF image. So what I would do is I would choose export, and then here I would save it as example 1. So we're actually not saving it as figure, rather we are saving it as TIFF format. So in the TIFF format, usually the default is already save current slide only, so that's correct. And then for the width and the height, so I think it's natural for us to think that if you want a larger DPI, then you would want to change the width and the height of the image to be bigger. But that's actually not the case, because DPI is actually the resolution per pixel. So the size of the image actually does not really affect the DPI directly. So here, the width and height is actually already predetermined by the slide size that we already selected. So what we would do is simply export. Yeah, and another thing that I wanted to add to that is, like, the slide size, it will actually affect how big your file size would be. So here you can see that there's a 20.9 megabyte for this TIFF image. So I think this tutorial would be more useful for Mac users compared to Windows users, because right now I'm going to use the preview app. And in the preview, so normally the first thing that we want to do is actually to check what is the image size. So what we would do is we would go to tools on the toolbar, and then we would select shows inspector. And then once you choose TIFF, you'd see that right now it's actually 273 dpi instead of 300 dpi, which is what was required. So what we would do is, like, we would go to tools, and then we would choose adjust size, and what we can double check is the width and the height of the image. And then for the resolution, I would select 300 pixel per inch. So this is what DPI actually is. So here is estimating and telling you that you're actually rescaling your image to 109% of the original size, and that your image would change from 20.9 megabyte to 33.6 megabyte, which is bigger. So we select OK, and then we can save this image. So now you can see that your example1.tiff is actually 33.6 megabyte, and so this, if we click back in and double check, the TIFF is now 300 dpi.